a really bad off-board camera. Hopefully we'll get something a little better, as we've got 5 red lights and we're away in Bahrain for the 3rd round of RTG, and the Ferrari has got a really good launch. He's going to look to the inside on Ginge. Chuckle goes up the inside into turn 1. Looks like he may have gained the place, but when we go through turn 2, he has gained the place, so he's up into the lead. And as we make our way up towards turn 4, Ginge is trying to fight back on the outside. We've had a driver out. That could be an early safety car.
Yep.
I think it's a VSC.
Yep, VSC. I don't see any indication that the safety car is coming out. We've seen Lee Craig up 5 places, up into 14th now.
6 places for Stephen Jones.
Nicely done from the pair of them. Managing to get up there.
So Chuckles moved up 2 places. Ginge and Matthew have moved down 1 each. Commiserations to Royal Rumble, crashing out on the first lap. We're back underway racing again, as the VSC has now ended. And Matthew spun around at turn 11. I don't think he had the tyre temperature.
That is unfortunate for him after having such a good qualifying. Now he's down into 14th.
And I think Faulkner's spun as well.
We've seen Looneyman and Stephen Jones are side by side on the exit of the final 2 corners. They're going to be side by side down the start finish straight. Looks like the McLaren's going to have just that bit more straight line speed.
And it looks like the Ferrari's got some decent straight line speed as well, as he now looks to go up the inside of the Williams, who was attacking and now having to defend as we go through the first 2 corners. And now make our way up the hill towards turn 4. And now Matthew trying to gain back some places he lost on the previous lap, but has gone a bit deep into turn 4. That means that Williams can try and take back the position as he looks to the inside, but Matthew doesn't look like he gives him enough space. Stephen's been spun round and is going to be pretty much at the back of the field, down in 17th place. Enough space there.
I think it was a bit 50-50 there, to be honest. As well, that corner is quite a risky one to go side by side by into, so
we know it can be done though.
It can be done, yeah, but you do really have to have trust in each other, like that you aren't going to basically bump into each other.
And of course, right about now, as Chuckle sets the fastest lap, we're going to have DRS enabled on the 3rd lap, which means we'll have it up to turn 4, and Ginge is going to be able to get a bit more straight line speed on the driver ahead of him and subsequently in 1st place. We kind of need
Matty and Vil are battling out around turn 2 into turn 3. Now they're side by side. Vil's going to have the DRS, but they're still side by side going into turn 4. Vil's on the inside, Matty Jones on the outside. Vil managing to get the shorter line through turn 4. Nicely done there from the Aston Martin driver, getting into 9th position.
One second, yes. Sorry.
No worries at all. So I've seen some of these cars getting ever closer to each other. And so these tyres, these hard compound tyres, I'll probably have to do them about 18 laps if I was going to be doing a medium soft. Now Ginge is getting quite close to the back of Chuckle. Is he going to go for it? Yes, he is. Aided the DRS, just swiftly past the Ferrari man there.
And a little bit further back, the Bugatti also goes up the inside. But he goes up the inside on Racing Matt. Matthew gets past the Craig as well. And Chuckles having to settle for second place for a short amount of time, or for his sake. Hopefully for his sake.
Seen Racing Matt is right close to the back of Bugatti S11 there, as they're just coming into turn 10, just on the exit. Now he's going to have to aid the DRS so he could make an overtake in just a few corners time. I would say he's a bit too far behind right now.
So is Chuckle going to have a go into turn 1? Doesn't have the legs just yet, but he will have the DRS once again.
Just seen Winnieman get swiftly past Matty Jones there. Oh,
We've got the two drivers at the back going side by side through the final corner. I'm not sure who's going to have the DRS here. I think it will be the Alpine Faulkner, and he does have the DRS. So there's a lot more straight line speed.
but Stephen Jones is going to have it on the run up to turn 4, and he's right behind that Alpine. Is he going to be able to get this, have the straight line speed as well? It doesn't look like he's gonna. And that Faulkner's just that little bit quicker in a straight line, even while Stephen Jones had that DRS.
So Chuckle still firmly within DRS range of the leader. These two switch positions a couple of times in the first 5 laps as we are just about to make our way onto lap 6. He's a bit closer than he was before. He's not using any battery. Ginge, on the other hand, is not looking quite so comfortable in terms of the amount of battery he's got stored up. We're going to see Vil go for it here into turn 1. I don't think so. The Haas looking for... She's pulling out of this toe. I'm not sure if the tyres are getting a bit too warm. Vil might have... Oh, it's side by side through turn 4 here. Kieran and Vil. Vil holds on. Sorry, Lee.
Oh no, it's all good. I think what could just be is, well, it is Bahrain of course, so it's going to be a bit more increased temperatures, so I would say the hards will be a bit better than the mediums in this scenario, as they'll be a bit more easier to control.
Chuckle really close this time as they come out of turn 13. He's certainly going to have a bit of a slipstream effect going on as he just waits for the DRS, the right call there, and just thinking smartly with his racing. But I think this time he can't help but go past. The straight line speed is so much more superior, and Ginge looks to the inside, but he will have the DRS back as we go up towards turn 4. But Chuckle looks like he's got good momentum out of turn 2 and 3. But Ginge doesn't look like he has a super quick car in the straight line with the DRS. But holds back for now. So nothing else happening just yet. So we'll stick with the leaders. And of course, the two that are leading the race are the two in the title fight at the moment. The top two. You got your mic muted, Lee.
Yep, sorry. But yeah, so it is them two just battling it out now for the title, pretty much. Well, at the moment anyway, we've got Chuck coming out the final corner. He's going to have the DRS on Aki here. He's not got a lot of battery, but he's still got that straight line speed. Aki doesn't have his battery either, so they're both even keeled there.
Chuck. Sorry, Lee. Yeah, Chuckle now getting. Sorry, Ginny's trying to get back past Chuckle as he tries to go around the outside. Gets nice and late on the brakes and tries to carry that momentum as we go into turn 5, and he takes back the lead.
Nicely done there from the Alfa Romeo driver.
Got 3 drivers very close together in the midfield, Lee, fighting for 10th place. It's Looney Man, Matthew and Matty Jones. And once again, the top two really sticking with each other right now. No worries. There's Looney Man and Matthew going side by side through turn 12. And looks like Matthew's now got up into 10th place. We just have to keep flicking it backwards and forwards as we have to go back to the front two who have been switching positions almost every lap for the last few laps. And Chuckle makes his way back up into first place. I think Ginge will have to stay behind this time. With Matthew Leeman and Matty Jones all still very close together. Matty Jones looking for a good exit as we go up the hill. And Pam Bowden is spun once again, so really not agreeing with the Bahrain circuit. Are you back, Lee? Not just yet. Few groups of cars who are battling for positions mainly in the top 10 actually. We're just still concentrating on the front two, and now both sort of use the DRS overtake to the max now, and a big old lunge from Ginge there as we go into turn 1. He just didn't get the corner. He couldn't get it slowed down enough, and still has to settle for second place. But it was a really opportunistic go at it. But yeah, he still hasn't been able to make it work. These three still in the midfield fighting for the top 10, and he's actually brought Lee Craig now into the mix. I think this is now turned into a 4-car train. Matthew is trying to break that DRS toe, the DRS window, which of course will give Looneyman a toe and the extra speed with that rear wing open. Exactly.
Yep. Yeah, we've seen, just noticed there, that Bugatti and Ville's places there at the beginning of this lap. And now Ville is chasing down Racing Matt. So he's going to have the DRS on him at the start finish straight.
Sorry, late. Ginge, I think he's going to try and go for it again. He did go for a lunge at turn 1 on the last lap. He's gone to the outside this time on this lap, and Chuckle has had to concede the position. I think Ginge will get the DRS as well. No, he doesn't. Chuckle gets the DRS.
Yeah, we've seen this battle here for 6th place there with Racing Matt and Ville. Ville ended up going for a bit of a dive on the inside of turn 1, and there ended up being a little bit of contact there between the Aston Martin and the Alpha Tauri. See Matty Jones getting close to the back of the McLaren here as they're navigating turn 8 now. Oh, we've seen Faulkner who's DNF'd in the pits. That's a bit unfortunate anyway.
Yeah, Matty Jones is certainly getting close. The other thing that's now starting to happen with Chuck on the hard tyres, that he's starting to come back into play now with the leaders. As this is certainly going to be the crossover point on tyres now. The front two are on medium tyres, and now it's because they've been fighting for a few laps. It's almost fallen into Chuck's lap now.
Yep, he could actually...
And Chuck will bet,
Oh.
knowing that Chuck is catching up, he's decided to come in without losing more time than he needed to. Where's this going to put him out? I do think, Oli, this is going to put him out right at the back of the train.
Oh, we've seen Matty Jones managing to get past the Linneman there in a battle for 10th. And is Lee Craig going to be able to have a go at Linneman here? He looks to the right hand side now. Going to go for the inside of turn 4. Ferrari versus McLaren. Let's see. And Lee Craig manages to pull it off around the inside of turn 4 there. Nicely done up into 11th there.
So, as that battle was going on, it popped Chuckle out in 14th, but then Phil seems to have gotten past. It's really not what Chuckle would have wanted. Does this mean Ginger's going to come in this lap or the next? I think at the moment, especially with these 50% races, Lee, staying out a little longer to try and find yourself a bit of a better gap. Let the field spread out a little bit more. And the interesting thing is, Lee, it's an Alfa Romeo 1-2 and a Mercedes 3-4. That's all about
just
the
like
Ginger's picks.
the streams went off.
Oh, how long ago did it go up?
I'm
starting it again. I'll check when it went off. Thank you for telling me. Welcome back, everyone. Hopefully you haven't missed all that much. I'll just double check for you whilst we're on how much you missed. Sorry, please. Yeah, I don't think we lost it long ago.
lap 11.
Oh, that was still right then. We haven't missed too much. So we've missed a lap, and we saw Chuckle come into the pits, and then Ginge. And Ginge is still struggling to warm up his tyres. He did come out ahead of Chuckle. As you can see, they're down in 10th and 11th. So sorry about missing that 12. And Chuckle's going to go for it this time. This is really the fight for the net lead as it stands. And he does, moves up into 11. This is turning into a different race for these two now, Lee, as they've got to fight each other whilst fighting traffic. Chuck Bits already.
Now, that is quite an interesting strategy. He's on the hard compound tyres, he could go for another good few laps. And he's went on to the mediums, unless he's doing a double medium strategy or... yeah.
Where's he going to pop out? Here comes Chuckle. I think he's going to come out ahead of the two of them, but of course he's going to have the cold tyres. Ginge and Chuckle are fighting though, as Chuckle has to fight with the car through turn 2. This is not gone the way I thought it would. I wonder if Prof staying out a little bit longer might put him into contention with these three now fighting for the win. As I think we said a couple of weeks ago in China, Chuck needs to be careful now with these first couple of laps, because it will hurt him. If he's going to the end, it will hurt him with a few laps to go with the wear on the tyre.
Yep, sorry, I'm just trying to send this other...
Oh, sorry, yeah, sorry. Yeah, welcome back everyone if you just joined in. Apologies, didn't realise the stream went down. He only missed a lap, so if you just joined us, just go back a bit to the start of this stream and you'll be pretty much up to date. Looney Man has spun as well as Stephen Jones, so it must have been a coming together from those two. Prof now pits, as well as racing Matt, so maybe this is the time to pit because Prof on the mediums is the mediums, as well as Bugatti going onto the hard tyre.
So we'll see where Chuck is going to be. He's still going to be out in first place right now.
Yeah, he's got the Pretender in front of him. This is crucial for him now to get past that Alpha Tauri. I don't think it's going to happen just yet.
Yeah, because he's got the Ferrari just behind him. If he's want to play team tactics, he could try and hold him up a little bit, and just so that Ginge could try and get up there and get past Chuckle. But by the looks of it, looks like Chuck could be going for it, but he got a little bit too close to the back of the Pretender at the apex.
I think he did make contact, and then the Ferrari made contact with the Alfa Romeo. This is not what these three wanted right now. And then being held up by this Alpha Tauri. And of course, crucially, I don't know when Lee Craig's going to come in, but Lee Craig, if he stays out, that could help Chuckle as well. So I'm sure he would just let him straight through if Chuckle was the lead driver of this pack, and we'll see if as Matthew comes in, Matthew Jones comes in, Lee Craig stays out. Is the Pretender going to dive in? No, he stays out again, so Chuck is going to have to overtake him on the road. Is he going to send it into turn 1? No, he backs out again. Pretender looking like he's got a quick car in a straight line.
Yep, I would say so. I think also it's to do with the fact that he's got a little bit more battery than the Alfa Romeo as well. So he's able to
be doing Chuck's tyres, no Vabers either.
No, it won't, and with it being a two-stop strategy, but it looks like that he's going for, it's kind of going to leave him a little bit on the slippery side later on.
And of course, Lee Craig now, he's really wishing for a safety car right now. He's out in the lead. He's going to go on to the medium tyres. He's made this stint go on a little bit longer than others. I'm not sure into so 11th place. That's where I think he'll probably pop out. And I'm assuming he's going to pit this lap. And I think the man in second will do the same. The driver you're watching right now, the Pretender. I'm very surprised that Chuck hasn't managed to get past. If he does dive into the pits, Now the front three are left to do it themselves, Lee. And oh my days, as we go into turn one, drivers are weaving all over the place there as we get onto the brakes. And Ginger's at the back, gets a bad exit. Chuck's still holding on to the lead for now. And where's that brought out Lee Craig down in 11th place?
Yep, perfectly calculated there. But we've seen Chuckle and the two Alfa Romeos are battling out quite nicely there around turn 1 and on the run up to turn 4 as well.
So, did Chuck make a good call, Lee, by pitting pretty much at the same time, just to guarantee himself that he would be in this kind of queue, this league queue? I think that's why he might have done it, just to have that.
I think, in all honesty, it's been more of a team game that he's been doing. He's holding the Ferrari of Chuckle up. And in the aid of his teammate Ginge. By the looks of things, I would say is, well, I don't expect them mediums to be able to do until the end of the race. But regardless, he's went and put in the fastest lap of the race of 131.864. So he ain't hanging about. We've seen Racing Mark going for a move on Aki there for 4th place. Gave him a bit of a dummy there and gets up the inside of Aki at turn 1.
Bill as well on the attack and trying to get past that Mercedes. So Aston Martin goes around the outside before they even get on the brakes, and he's up into 6th place. And Matty Jones now bearing down on that Ferrari of Lee Craig, who's not long pit. But he wasn't close enough to get alongside into the braking zone. So now we wait once again. Stephen Jones now exits the pit lane. The Williams and the Alpines have not had a good day today.
The streams went down again.
Oh, really?
Really. It literally lasted 53 seconds.
Right, I'll record it.
Fortunately enough,
You've been recording the whole time, have you?
I have, but I've not been doing good shots. But anyway, I ain't gonna matter for the time being. So have a wee quick look at penalties. Winnieman with 5 seconds worth of penalties. I think it was for corner cut.
Oh, Ginger spun.
Oh, at turn 7.
Yeah, by the looks.
And now he's under threat from Racing Matt here. Racing Matt trying to be careful as he's... I think he's on the better tyres right now. Got Aki and the Ferrari closing in, managing to keep up to the back of that Alpha Tauri, so he could end up getting on the podium if he's able to get past these two up ahead.
Yeah, it looks Racing Matt is going to get past. Easily does so. As Aki now tries it as well, but falls short as Prof.
Yep, I think he lost the place to Bugatti. Oh, seen there, Per Bowden and Stephen Jones swapping places there.
So Chuck actually starting to break away. Just if you had the, I don't know, obviously I know you said that you haven't had the best angles, but you've got the whole thing recorded, haven't you?
The race-wise, yes.
Yes, okay, cool. If anyone's wondering, this will be a separate upload, as my stream has not been behaving itself this evening, so we'll have a full recorded thing alongside live stream up until whatever it was, like 13.
Yep, so it'll be...
So we've got, yeah.
Yep, oh, we've seen Matthew going for a move on Prof here. And he's managing to get that done easy as piece of cake. Oh, we've seen Ginge and Racing Matt battling it out around turn 2 and 3
as
there.
well, and Lee Craig. Tonight, the cars have been so close together.
Oh, and see Kieran went that little bit wide at turn 4 there, allowing his teammate Matty Jones to get past him.
I think it's a lap car, actually, sorry, my mistake. I thought Lee Craig was getting past the Williams.
Ah.
Oh, yellow flag.
Winnie man. Spun out at turn 4 there, just on the exit, probably just got a little bit too much on the throttle. Seen Racing Matty sticking to Ginge's gearbox like glue there. I could see him going for a move into turn 1, definitely.
Yeah, well, he seems like he's got a lot more straight line speed and superior grip as we come out the final 2 corners. He's just going to breeze past. And Aki also getting closer.
But then again, Ginger's going to have the better line, I think. Yep, he is. He's going to be able to go for it if he wanted to, but he thinks better of it. I think he's just going to play a little bit the long game, as he knows that he most likely won't be able to get up any further in 3rd place, as it's Chuck and Chuckle who's going to be mostly fighting it out, depending on if Chuck could get further ahead with the tyres that he's on. He's going to have to go quite a bit longer.
It's Bugatti ran wide down, got himself a 3-second time penalty at turn 10. Chuck. Chuck and Chuckle both have the same amount of battery, I think. Yeah, they pretty much have. They're running empty.
Yeah, pretty much running on fumes there. I've seen this and Matt managing to pull a slight gap on Ginge, but Ginge is going to be able to close that with the aid of the DRS now, leading up into turn 1. Now we'll go, he's basically sniffing at his exhaust now, and he's going to be running up to turn 4, but unfortunately he doesn't manage to get a good line out of turn 2. That is the problem, I would say, of this track, is at turn 2 you've got to be able to carry that momentum through and up into turn 4 also.
Yeah.
You get that little bit too close under braking and it could ruin your line.
So we've got, well, in a moment we've got, I think, 6 laps to go when we cross the line with the leaders.
Yep, 6 laps to go, and we've got third place right now. We've got Racing Matt, Ginge, Aki and Vil all battling it out for that last podium position.
Well, Matthew's getting close as well.
Yep, so he is. Red Bull Matthews, you could just see the train just ahead. Same with Bugatti Slowed, but
Well, there's actually quite a lot of them behind them in a queue. If they start fighting, which they probably will for the final few laps, as Lee Craig goes at the inside of Prof, it's turn 1. If they're fighting for the next few laps, a good few of them could really all get together. And I think a lot of them are all in similar situations in terms of their battery. I.e., not a lot.
well, say what you will, but Vil a bit more than.
Oh no, yeah, Bill's charged up a little bit, to be fair. Bill looking good. It really does make a difference. Even just having what he's got there, it's about 45% battery.
Yep.
It does drain so fast, so you've got to be so cautious with it.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's one of these things, easy to use but hard to gain again.
It's almost worth. It's almost worth for him now, I think, actually, just trying to save it for the last 2 or 3 laps.
Yeah, and then just go for it on in a couple of laps time.
27, yeah, 27. He'd probably get it up to about 60%, 60, maybe 70%. As long as he doesn't fall out of that DRS window. But who's going to win it, Lee? That's the big question.
I've actually not even been. I've been mostly watching the battle for P3 right now.
Yeah. But it's going to get interesting in the next couple of laps, because Chuckle's on the hards, obviously, and medium tyres for the Alfa Romeo driver.
Yeah, so is Chuck's tyres going to fall off the cliff, or is he going? Or is
Matthew is now in that DRS train.
Yep, he's managed up to 2.5 seconds now, so he's easily into that window, and it could be battling for third position. As you can see it just up the road by a couple of seconds, but fortunately enough he's going to have the aid of the DRS in order to help him get up there.
As the leaders, Lee, going side by side through turn 2 as they make their way up the hill. Chuckle has the DRS, so maintains the lead, and as we've been focusing on them, Ginge now takes back that 3rd place.
Nicely done there. Sorry, Matty Jones going for a move on Prof. He's going to go for it on the inside turn 4. No, he doesn't. He decides better of it, but I think he could have went for it if he just got that a little bit later on the brakes. Just seeing this view from the helicopter there on Matty Jones and Prof there. Spectacular view in there.
So I think Vil has been using a bit of battery lead, but actually I'll tell you exactly how much He's got, yeah, he's still got that. He's just using a tiny little bit, but he's still got 40% battery, and we're on to the third to final lap.
Yep, but it looks like Matthew could possibly be going for a move, and well, Vils went and used a bit more battery.
Oh, Lee, sorry. Racing Matt and Ginge are fighting for that third place again.
Oh, Aki's wrong.
Aki spun.
And he's lost quite a few places there. Ginge managing to come out on top in that battle with Matt there in the Alpha Tauri. This is allowing Vil and Matthew to stay with them.
Gets so close to the back of Racing Matt. He's starting to use that battery now. He's still got more than anyone else around him, but it is depleted very, very quickly. I don't know. We're gonna have to flick. You're gonna have to flick through both now, Lee, with 2 laps to go. The leaders and the fight for third place. Not too far. There's a bit of a gap between them. So, what's going to happen here, Lee? Is Chuckle going to go for it? Yes, he's using the battery. I think he is going to go for it.
Yep, Chuck does a move to the left-hand side, outside the turn 1, and Chuckle's on the inside to Ferrari. See, he's going to have the inside for turn 2. Nicely done, but Chuckle's going to have the DRS. Switches to the right-hand side. Side by side going through turn 4. Nicely done there from Chuckle Munch.
Yeah, now if we go back, Lee, the fight for third place is hotting up.
Ooh, Racing Matt there making a little bit of contact with Vil at the turn 4 apex there. That's Aki and Matty Jones battling it out also for 9th place. Everyone's starting to heat up now.
It is, yeah.
As I see, they're side by side still going into turn 8. Matty Jones is on the inside, Aki is on the outside. They're swapping places back and forth. Who's going to get it going into turn 9 and 10? Aki's on the inside. Matty Jones has no choice but to back out there. And now it's moved forward a little. We could see that Racing Matt is still right on the tail of the Aston Martin ahead, but Vil, is he going to manage to be able to get past the Alfa Romeo of Ginge just up ahead?
Well, Lee, when we go back to the front again as we go down towards turn 1, this is going to be our last time towards turn 1. Is Chuck going to go for it now? He hasn't got the momentum. I'll keep an eye if there is another pop.
Now let's see.
Turn 4.
Oh, Matthew's going to go for a dive down the inside on Racing Matt, but then again, Racing Matt still has the inside line for turn 2. But he's down in 5th now from being in battling out for 3rd place. Unfortunately,
so, I would say, Lee, coming up now as we go into turn 10, this is Chuck's last chance.
oh, Matty Jones is here around as well. Yep, yes, at turn 4. Yep, I think Chuckle is going to be able to get the win here by the looks of it. It's pretty much smooth sailing now.
And I think Ginger's got it as well. I think Ginger's got it. So the 3 on the podium after all the pit stops were done are still the same 3 on the podium. Lee Chuckle's coming around the final corner now. And do you know what that means, Lee? He's got a hat-trick of wins in Thursday as he wins the Bahrain Grand Prix.
Yep, Chuck coming home in 2nd place. We've got Ginge in 3rd place here with Vil closely behind. Just 2 tenths behind him, and then just behind that was Racing Matt and Matthew in 5th and 6th. Lee Craig managing to get up into 7th place there. Guy Sloven with, I think he had a penalty there at the end, I'm not sure. In 8th, Ake 9th, Prof in 10th, Kieran 11th, Matty Jones in 12th there, the Pretender in 13th, so just waiting for Loney Man, he's just came around turn 13 there. So we've got a little bit to wait for the rest of the pack to...
So, as you got to wait, Lee, driver of the day, there's a lot to choose from, I think.
Ooh.
Lee Craig, maybe, up 12 places. Ville as well, I think, had a really good race.
Yeah. And also...
Chuck as well, actually.
I was just about to say Chuck, with because he'd done that interesting strategy and then managed to get up there.
I chose last night, so I'll let you choose tonight.
Chuck.
Chuck. Okay, there you go. He was unlucky. I think he might have had a better chance if he'd maybe stayed out on that hard tyre for 1, maybe 2 laps. Might have had a bit of a better chance, but
yeah, they just fell off that little bit too much at the end there, and yeah, just lost the momentum that he was able to keep. But as you see, the Ferrari man of Chuckle coming out onto the podium, and he's got both the Alfa Romeo drivers at his side. So moving on, while we look at the final order, we've got Chuckle in finishes P1, in P2 was Chuck, and third was Ginge, fourth was Vil, Racing Matt, and Matthew in fifth and sixth.
1 second there.
Matthew managing to get that fastest lap. Lee Craig in 7th, Bugatti Sloven in 8th, 9th was Ake, 10th was Prof, Kieran in 11th, 12th was Matty Jones, the Pretender in 13th, Loneyman in 14th, Stephen Jones in 15th, 16th was Perrin Bowden, and Phil, who was 3 laps down, unfortunately didn't have the best of races, and Faulkner and Royal Rumble both did not finish this race.
Sorry, Lee, I had a phone call.
All good.
Jeez. Yeah. So, I said Chuckle taking 3 wins. He wants to have another Thursday crown, I think. He started off with the best performance he could wish for. The only thing he hasn't got is a couple of fastest lap points and pole position points, but the major points, he's got them all.
Yeah, definitely. It's managing to get that good start to the season.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, everyone, thanks very much for watching. We will be back. Me and Lee will be back next Wednesday, but the live streams for RTG will be back, of course, on Monday. Prof just put a message for us, Lee, in the Discord. If you could just sorry, reply to that. Yeah, so we just had Bahrain. Next week is USA. It says USA, but that could be one of 2 tracks. So I'll just go and confirm that. I'm not 100% sure what's next Monday, so I'll also check that for you guys. Bear with me 2 seconds. So we'll go for next Thursday first, and that will be we're going for next Wednesday. That's the British Grand Prix. Next Thursday is the Miami Grand Prix. Okay, so it's not COTA, it's the Miami International Circuit, and then Monday with Short Marcus, which I should be racing in, is Spain. Of course, what we got this weekend. So you'll be watching it on the Sunday, and then you'll be watching it virtually on the Monday evening with the Monday tier. And as I said, next week we've got Great Britain for Wednesday, and then Thursday we have... Oh, I don't know what's going on with me today. I've already forgotten. What did I say, Lee? Miami. Miami. That's what I said. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Apologies for the uploads and live streaming problem. Hopefully we won't have that next week. Yeah, so thanks for watching anyway. Please make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell for highlights, moments of the week, and of course the 3 live streams of the week. Thanks very much for watching. You've been great. It's goodbye from me and from Lee.
Peace out.